If you think that you have ruined God's plan for your life, know that you are not that powerful. This is a quote that I actually heard earlier today, and it really jumped out at me, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. And this is because I've recently been reading through Exodus chapter 32 and 33, and this is the time in the Bible where the Israelites have just left Egypt, and they've actually gotten to the point where they're waiting while Moses has gone up to the mountain with God. He's getting all this download from God about what the plans are, how to make the tabernacle, how to just do, this new nation, like how to make it function. And yet he's gone for such a long time that the Israelites down below, they've just come out of Egypt, they've got this Egyptian mentality in their minds about what a god should be like, and what they do is they go to Aaron and say, hey, you need to make us a god so we can worship it. We don't know what's happened to Moses. And so Aaron makes this golden calf for them, and they have a really big party, and essentially they end up having an orgy, and there's all sorts of stuff going on at this party where they're worshipping and they're dancing around and they're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's when they're doing this that Moses comes back down from the mountain, and he finds out what's going on. He gets so upset, he actually smashes these brand new stone tablets that have the 10 commandments, the law of God, that he's written with his own fingers into these stone tablets. And Moses breaks them, and he's upset, and he has this conversation with God where God is like, I am really mad at these guys. Like, I'm this close to actually wiping them all out and just letting this whole new nation of Israel come directly from your lineage, Moses. And Moses is like, what? Don't do that. That's crazy. Like, you're God. Like, you just took these people out of the land of Egypt. Do you want to make it look like you've just brought these people from Egypt to the desert to kill them all off? Like, is that the kind of reputation you want to have, God? And so he appeals to God's character in his intercession for the people. He's like, I love these people too much to let them die, and I think I can convince God to not kill them. Like, yeah, fair enough. There's absolutely plenty of good reason for them to die, but maybe for your own better cause of your own, like, reputation, God, maybe don't do that. And so God goes along with what Moses suggested, and there's reason enough to believe just that it was a bit of a moment where God was testing to see what Moses would have done in that moment, but that's not what we're here to discuss. But we're here to see that God actually says to Moses next, all right, look, fair enough, I'm not going to kill them all off. Take them to the promised land. Even though they've done this really terrible, horrible thing, like, I still have promised them this thing, and I'm going to follow through on it. And, like, lead them into this promised land, the land that is flowing with milk and honey. I will send an angel before you guys to drive out the inhabitants of the land. Like, I'm going to continue to do my end of the bargain, even though this Israelite nation has already, in a very short period of time, managed to completely reject me in every way possible. I'm going to still continue to do what I plan to do. And I really love the grace that we see in God's character in this moment, where we see this complete rejection of who he is and what he's just done for them, this ingratitude from the people, and their just really bad behavior all round. And instead of wiping them all out, which he was totally, like, at liberty to do if that's what he wanted to do, he didn't do that. He's like, I love them so much, and Moses, he's made a good case here. Look, we're not going to do that. I'm going to follow through on my promise here. So I really want to share that with you, that no matter what kind of background you come from, no matter what you've done, whether you think you've done the most terrible thing that you cannot access grace or forgiveness from God, if you think that you are not good enough to approach God, just think of the Israelites. They were really ratchet, to be honest. They had an orgy, they had this great big party in rejection of God, and yet God was like, you know what? I'm still going to fulfill my promises to them. I'm still going to bring them into the promised land. So no matter what you've done, feel free to come back to God and to access the forgiveness and the grace that He has for you. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you found this encouraging. Please share it with somebody that you think needs to hear this. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.